Friday night ACC softball action returns to the upstate tonight. Cal continues their 8-game East Coast road trip. They face a Clemson team looking to make another ACC statement. Tonight it's the Tigers and the Bears. Oh my. And with that, we welcome you to McWhorter Stadium alongside the Hall of Famer Scott Whitlock. I'm Noah Frary, and we have got a huge ACC clash on tap this weekend. Both Clemson and Cal, Scott, coming off of kind of some road bumps. What do you need to see from both of these programs this weekend? It was a mixed bag for both of these two teams this weekend, but there's nothing like a midweek game to get right back on the horse. Dana, what makes tonight so important for these two sides? Trinity Martin attacks the first pitch she sees and sends it deep into center field. It's gone. Trinity Martin delivers for the Hokies, and it's 7-0. 2-2, there's the rise ball, sent into center field. Here comes Woody Jiggets. Madry throwing home. The throw is late. UVA ties it, and Hackett delivers in the 6th. Reese's dad threw a pretty mean opening pitch here tonight.
Yes, he did.
Both Basingers know a thing or two about how to throw a pitch.
There you go.
A proud dad. A 2-2 pitch from his daughter. Called strike 3. Carrasquillo off the end of the bat. That one's dipping, and what a play in center field. Medlock secures the final out, and MTSU fires the shot heard around Conference USA. 2-2 to Roberts. Sent into center field. That'll get down. Norris scores. Here comes Hinault. And the Flames walk it off in Lynchburg. Rivalry win secured. Brooke Roberts comes through. Alex Brown steps to the plate here. She has been on an absolute tear, hitting close to 700 over her last 8 games, 10 runs scored. Those are the type of numbers you want to see out of your leadoff hitter.
As a head coach, that'll make you cry. Tears of joy. Look at that.
Brown, coming off of a 10-for-10 weekend against Syracuse, was on base all 13 times, netting her ACC Player of the Week last week. Upstairs 2-1. Scott, I think it was important too, because Brockenbrough, what she was able to accomplish last inning was turning over this lineup.
Yes, very much so. Brockenbrough and Wilson did good jobs of flipping it. You get the top of the order back up here.
Brown shows bunt, pulls back, and that'll even the count up.
And this is begins the second time through the lineup, and this is key. If you're Clemson, you want to start making some noise now.
They've seen all the pitches out of Anna Reimers.
We've been invaded in the booth beside us.
The legend.
Yes.
Brown lines out to left field. Pond makes the catch for the first out of the inning. Well, we will talk to John Rittman coming up the next inning. This team's playing some good softball, probably right on the verge of getting into the top 25 in the country.
Can't wait.
Conversation coming up.
Can't wait to talk to him. He'll drop some pearls of knowledge on us.
Well, someone's got to, right? They're not getting it from us.
Well, I've known Coach Rittman for well over 30 years, and if people only knew how firmly my tongue was in my cheek when I said pearls of wisdom. That is a great softball coach.
Maddie Moore, 0 for 1 on the night, flew out to center field.
She doesn't get cheated up there with her swings.
Fouled off the plate.
Maddie's got a great habit, well, not a great habit, but it may even be a nervous tick. In between each pitch, she hits her foot with the bat. Her left foot takes a beating.
Hey, I've told you I'm a big baseball fan. Derek Jeter used to always touch his helmet, right?
Yep.
Everyone's got him.
Yep.
There's the 0-2. Hammer to left field. Moore made a big turn, but will stay put at first base, where she is a threat to run as soon as she gets on.
Oh, yes. And that was Maddie Moore doing what Maddie Moore does right there. Didn't try, had a 2-strike count. She didn't try to do too much with it. She found something to hit and lifted it out there in the left field. That's what her job is to get on base before Noller and Cintron come up.
Moore extends her hitting streak to 7 games as Julia Noller steps in. Grounded out to first on an adventurous play back in the first inning and takes a big healthy cut here.
That was a big swing. Noller playing healthy for the first time in her career. Her whole freshman campaign a season ago was hampered by injuries and sickness.
And you talk about the health, because she has become one of the premier first basemen in college softball.
Outstanding first baseman. And you match that up with being able to have power to all parts of the ballpark. That makes you a commodity.
Moore on first. Noller sends that one into center field. It gets down, and Clemson set up here with 1 out on back-to-back singles.
Moore had to hang out to be sure that ball was going to fall before she went on down to second base, so there was no chance of her going to third. But that, again, was a good job of hitting by Noller, going the opposite field. We talked about this, and you see that she stayed down on it. That was a sweet swing right there. That was a great example of opposite field hitting.
Great base running there from Moore to get into second. And Scott, we were briefly talking about this with the play that Quiroga made at third, but in games like this, base running is huge.
Absolutely. You can't make mistakes on the base path. And I don't want to belabor it, but that ball was hit right in front of her. And, you know, the rule of thumb is don't run into an out. And you definitely don't want to make an out at third base.
Cintron at the plate here, always a threat to go yard. 1-1. She hit her first home run in 19 games in that Game 1 versus Syracuse this past weekend. She had hit 5 home runs in her first 11 games as a Tiger, including that home run in her first ever plate appearance. There's the 1-1. Slapped foul.
Cintron out of Cumming, Georgia, which is a suburb of Atlanta. It's about 45 miles north of Atlanta, northeast to be exact. So she's probably roughly an hour and 15 minutes from home.
What's the best restaurant there?
In Cumming, Georgia, barbecue.
Okay. Sent through the left side. Moore makes the turn. Had to hang up. Just gets back to third, and now Clemson will have the bases loaded, and that feels like a missed opportunity.
Well, let's see if she's all right. She slipped and fell in the grass.
The old turf monster.
And I think you're going to have a conversation here. I think the Cal coaching staff is going to question about John Rippman being out of the coaching box. If this is called, this is something you never, ever see called. But he did not have any, to my knowledge, from my angle, he didn't have any contact with the base runner.
And I think that would be the bigger part of the conversation there, because then the batter would, or the runner would then be out.
Yep. Now, I don't know if they're going to go look at this. I hope it's only because was there contact or was there not contact? And there was, okay, we're not. Okay, good. We're not going to do it. All right, that's good. That's good. That's good officiating. That's a good job of letting the coach from Cal, voice their concern, get together, talk about it. I'm sure Coach Spencer is satisfied. Watch right here. Cintron gets it by the shortstop, and Maddie Moore was going to score, but she slipped and fell. They did not make contact. Very close, but did not make contact. And now you got Abby Vieira up there with the bases full.
A massive spot here for Vieira. 3 straight singles and the bases juiced. Attacks the first pitch and fouls it off.
Yep. That would have scored 2 runs.
Vieira lovingly called the general on this team. She does such a great job behind the plate in the midst of her best offensive season for Clemson. And a huge spot early on in this massive conference showdown against Cal.
I am an unashamed, huge fan of Abby Vieira.
It's hard not to be.
She does everything for this ball club. Leadership, and playing catcher day after day after day.
Back up the middle. They'll go to first. The run will score. The snap throw back to third, not in time as Vieira does the job, and this one's tied.
It is. The game is tied. For a moment there, I thought they might have a chance for a double play to get out of it, but they chose not to. Ball's hit back up the middle. Shortstop has to make the play. I think she made the wise choice because she was already past second base. Did you see that? Her momentum had already taken her all the way toward the first base side, and it would have been a very, very risky play to try to turn to in the middle.
And you get the out there, which then allows you to maybe get out of this inning here.
Damage control.
Marion Collins at the plate, attacks the first pitch, and the strategy works. Pond makes the catch for the final out of the inning, but Clemson puts a run on the board. We're tied heading to the top of the fourth.